hope you are doing well. It is, let's see, what is today? Oh yeah, it's the 11th of August. That's right, because Spirit was telling me that I needed to do a reading today. Like from the moment I got up today and started pulling cards for myself, it was letting me know that Spirit was talking to me. It has been like all over my radio. It is literally almost 5:55. Like it's 5:54 when I looked at the clock. So I'm just going to call it. It just turned. It's 5:55 p.m. Big messages of change coming through possibly in this reading for you. Remember that change is just change. That doesn't give any positive or negative indications. Change, right? So change. Anyway, so Spirit's been talking to me like all day, and it's had me like all over my playlist, like man, just like there's a lot of energy moving right now. So that being said, we're just jumping in. I didn't pull any oracle cards today. I just brought the tarot. I had kind of like a vision this morning of a couple of things that were making me want to choose this deck in particular. So we'll just see what comes up for us. But I had, I'm telling you, man, Spirit's been talking to me the past like 48 hours, like literally in my ear talking to me. Very focused on this blue color, if you couldn't tell by my nails. But this color has been coming out a lot. This is the throat chakra color. Before I even get started, I do have a sound bowl. I'm sorry. What am I trying to say? Why did the phrase just escape me? No, that's right. A Tibetan sound bowl. I've got one of those here, and at the end of this video, if you feel like your throat chakra, anything kind of related to blue, but especially focusing on the throat chakra, if you feel like there's some things that you need help clearing with in that area, you're not speaking your truth, you're not saying things, you're not communicating to people, but especially there are things that you want to communicate, that type of deal, you're just not expressing yourself, you're not feeling very creative, all of that is related to the throat chakra. And it just wanted me to say thyroid, which I have thyroid issues, and I've been kind of working on my throat chakra a lot lately too because of all of this. So that being said, if you feel like any of that resonates with you, at the very end of this reading, I am going to have a sound bath session for your healing. So just stay tuned at the end, but we're going to jump in. August 8th, 8/8 was the Lionsgate Portal. It was a very big energy portal. I had a migraine the next day, which I don't believe at all is a coincidence. I believe that for sure. Lots of energies moving through, lots of symbolism moving through. My ancestors have been all around me, like all kinds of little spirit communication has been around me. It's been a lot recently. So if you are feeling slightly overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you have spirit talking to you from all kinds of directions, you probably are, in which case I'm going to recommend for sure grounding yourself. I think that's why this citrine wanted to come in too, though. This is for your solar plexus chakra, so there's a lot of self-empowerment here. Dealing with a lot of stuff in reality, everything gets processed first through your solar plexus chakra. So especially for my empaths, if you're feeling like you're just receiving a lot of energy in general and it's hard to process everything, and you are also feeling bottled up, like you're not speaking your truth and you're just not creating or doing things as you need, I feel for sure these two chakras are really coming in. Also, this rose kind of jumped out at me. Now, this jumped out at me actually last week. There was, and there still is, a ton of rose symbolism going on right now. It's related to Venus, it's related to Mary Magdalene, it's related to Mother Mary, it's related to Twin Flames, it's related to like everything. There is a lot of rose symbolism going on right now. So this kind of jumped out at me. I actually got this a long time ago at the Renaissance Fair, and I was cleaning and I found it again and laid it on my altar, and yeah. So anyway, there's definitely a lot of rose symbolism going on too. So let's just dive in, Pisces. Let's just see what's coming up for you right now. This is kind of energy going out from this last full moon going into the next new moon. We're just kind of doing a reading because Spirit said communicate today. So these are my David Bowie inspired tarot cards, the Starman Tarot. And it wants me to pick cards today, at least for you guys. It wants 6. Oh, it lied. It wants 7. Okay, we're going to do 7 then. All right, Pisces. I have no idea what we're talking about, but we're going to start talking. Let me slide these down just a little bit for right now. What's going on, Pisces? What's going on? Yeah, for sure, dude. Like, man, this 4 of Swords, rest and recovery and meditation, and like I was saying about that grounding, look, there's that beautiful blue again, like the whole body. It's like your whole body's wanting to communicate, your whole spirit's wanting to communicate with you. This card, particularly like a 4 of Swords in all kinds of decks, is usually about rest. I love this one though, because this is not just about sleeping rest. This is about straight up getting into your mojo and doing some full-on meditation. This sword in particular represents kind of this line of light that's going down through his body and then touching this, it's just said like grounding point. And like, that's like basically your root chakra, right? So, and I've been sensing that a lot lately too, working on like Kundalini activations, raising that energy from the root chakra to the crown. Lots of crown chakra stuff been going on lately. Like I said, I had that migraine. Spirit's kind of talking to me right now. I've been receiving a lot through my crown chakra. And okay, I love that too. All this energy flying in right here, there's a lot coming off of his head, and there's a lot coming off of his shoulders and his heart space. So you might especially feel a lot of energies in your higher chakras. What does that mean? That means you might be experiencing heart chakra activations, which just means like you just kind of like bust out crying over everything because everything's so beautiful. And man, look, when I just said that, I have no idea where it's at, but something in my office just like tapped on the wall. That's weird. So I'm thinking heart chakra activations for sure. And also, you know, that connects then up to your throat chakra, which is things you want to express, things that you're noticing and feeling in your heart that are wanting to come out. The third eye is most definitely probably seeing some things, dream activation. Man, my dreams have been all over the place right now through this Lionsgate portal. And then of course the crown. There's a guitar up here too, so you're possibly getting messages through songs. And I've seen a lot of references for poetry lately. So in general, like all the more like lyrical things is something that I've been noticing been coming through. So I definitely feel like what I feel like in general is you're receiving a ton of communications from spirit. And I think that's very likely because I'm experiencing it myself, simply because that's the energy portal that we're in right now. And just, it's a time for receiving a lot of information. And that's where spirit's like, you need to ground yourself. Notice this eyeball where that solar plexus is supposed to be. It's like, ooh, all these like things just kind of moved, like it just threw it at me. Your self-empowerment comes from the core, which is that solar plexus chakra right around this area. This eye right here, as much as it's usually more indicative of a third eye. Sorry, there's a message kind of coming through. Having this eye here is not a bad thing, it's trying to say. Like, keeping your eye on the things that make you feel good. Your solar plexus is your ego, so you have to build your ego a little bit, right? Like it's a chakra. It's a important part of your existence. You have to feed the ego a bit. Otherwise, you don't feel confident. You don't feel self-empowered. You don't feel capable of doing things. You literally don't have the energy to do things. This is very masculine energy center in general. And like I was saying, especially for empaths, This is where you receive a lot of energy too. It goes through your center, through your very core, and then processes through all the other systems of your body. So in general, this is like your ego looking out for you. And that's okay a little bit, because you're receiving a lot. So there's a little bit of defensiveness here. And that's why this card especially is like, dude, sit down, meditate, listen to music, get in the vibe, absorb everything that's coming to you. But most importantly, like, be still and be silent and allow these things to come to you. And I think learn how to process it, right? Because it's just a lot. It's just a lot, especially right now. And you know what? Last year during Lionsgate, during this time of the year, was when a lot of stuff started opening up for me energetically. And it was such an overwhelming experience that took place over the next 6 months. And I say overwhelming, but it was like, it was a good thing. It was just like, man, it was a lot. It was a lot. So, yeah, like, you are possibly coming through this portal, receiving a lot of information, about to develop a lot of spiritual gifts over the next few months or so. It is still eclipse season in that regard. We've been going through like 6-month clockwork eclipses for like a year and a half now, and we're gonna have more in the winter. So there's just, I think it's, yeah, Spirit's like, just sit down, and it just said chill. Yeah, because you have been, beautiful Spirit. Man, that makes so much sense. Now I know why that song was coming to me today. You've been carrying a lot. You've been carrying a lot. Now, today, that's what I was saying. Spirit's been talking to me through my radio a lot today, my Pandora PlayStation, and Stairway to Heaven came on today. Now, I love that song. I will always listen to it every single time it comes on. It's like one of my most favorite songs in the entire world. So seeing the Stairway, it just tells me like that song today was really meaning something. So what's that song all about, right? It's very much kind of about those ego pleasures, in a sense of, look, and my dog just went off on that, ego pleasures, things that are just of the material world that really can't come with you into the other realms, whether you say it's for when you pass on, or, you know, building your treasures up in heaven type deal, like whatever. That's essentially what that whole song is kind of about. Ooh, nice. There's a second stairway over here. But this person right here is like, it just said rag and bone, just rag and bone, like so worn down. You know, this is supposed to be like fabric, but it's almost like his muscles, like, and he's clearly bent over. Just, I don't know if you can see all the details of this card, but like, you know, clearly exhausted. I have to say, this is probably the most exhausting Ten of Wands I've ever seen. I have several decks. And anytime you get a Ten of Wands, it's very much about wrapping up a cycle, carrying heavy burdens to the top of the mountain, to the top of the hill, to the top of the stairwell before you start over again type deal. And this is it, so it always implies a little bit of like, you have to push to the finish line, right? This is like, man, this person's tired, right? Pisces, you're tired, very tired. You have been, and nice, this whole desert feel with the yellow and the green, it's like not feeling good. Dried energy, like dried out energy, burnt out energy, hot, like seriously, like been walking through the desert. I've had a lot of desert symbolism a lot lately too, so this is definitely connecting in. I want to point out this little scorpion right here. That's some Scorpio energy. That is some transformation energy, but what it's bringing me is the story of the hunter Orion and how he was killed by Scorpio, the scorpion. And so you might feel like there is a scorpion, something that is either sneaking up to attack you or has attacked you, and maybe that's why like you're so tired and run down, because you're being affected by other energies, other things that are changing. This scorpion also has stars like all along his back, and so that tells me too that it's not so much being attacked from other people, as it might be like you feel like you're being spiritually attacked, or you feel like I was saying all this energy coming in to you kind of feels like this, and you're just tired, like it's so much. You've got to make it to the top of this stairwell, though, to complete this cycle, right? And that's the whole thing, is it can be really hard to do. Again, this is Wands energy. This is in your spirit. You are tired in your spirit. There is something you've been carrying for a while that you're tired. There's lots of skeletons in here. So there's like skeletons in the closet. There's like faces floating over the hills. It's like, it just keeps saying overwhelming. Look at that. And I've seen this card a lot recently too. So that being said, this really feels like the balancing of the universal scales. Now, this Justice card is very different. She's got a heart in her hand and she's got a brain in the other, and that's exactly what the scales represent. Is it's not so much the balancing in this case of your soul as it is like, hang on, it's giving me stuff. Like, okay, the way I'm sitting here right now is like I've got my finger like prying my eyelid open like really intensely as I stare at this. And I'm just kind of in a trance staring at her face. And what that makes me think is that there's been a lot of sitting and balancing and thinking and feeling and a weighing of these scales within yourself. Also, though, I would say that that's because the universe is balancing these scales right now. And what you're supposed to be doing internally, I like how these cards very much feel somewhat related to me. Like a seated balancing, and then that standing, that thinking, that feeling balancing, like actually weighing your own scales within your heart and your mind. Something, and this can very much have to do with legal matters, like legit legal matters. It's justice, so anything to do with court systems, anything to do with legal matters, or it could just be things that are weighing heavily on both your heart and your mind. And these two energies, it just said conflicting energies, are trying to balance everything. The heart energy is usually more of a feminine energy, and the mind is more of a masculine energy. Men are more logical, women are more emotional, so there is this kind of between the two, right? So that's the thing. And especially going through the Lionsgate portal, divine feminine energies were previously on the rise through the spring, and then that cycle kind of completed, and now the divine masculine energy is really receiving a lot and kind of moving forward and waking up. So, and again, those energies don't have to do necessarily with your physical gender, so just be aware that there has been a switch, there has been a shift, there has been this change where you were previously sitting in more of this feminine energy. The masculine energy is cranking up, so that means there might be more things that you have to do. There might physically or literally be more things that you have to do, whereas before we were a little more in this energy. And it still wants you to stay here, just wants you to stay grounded and balanced, because there's a lot of stuff clearly weighing on you and being moved around. Yeah, yes. Nice. So coming in to assist is this Virgo energy with, this is traditionally the Hermit, in this deck it is the Alien. So this is your opposite sign. This is the opposite energy that you need to help balance this situation. That message probably applies to a lot of people's signs right now in general. Your sister sign is your opposite energy, and they pair up so well across the zodiac wheels that they can really help you kind of understand. So what is this energy about? A traditional Hermit card is about choosing to go within yourself to tap into the wisdom of spirit that you've both learned and matured and carried with you throughout your life, and just knowing that you can connect to source by going within. And that's what the hermit does. He chooses to go within. This is the alien, and it's kind of similar, like we're in a cave. So this is like choosing to be inside your little cave, probably your emotional cave, your spiritual cave, kind of hanging out, hiding out, trying to get yourself together. It implies that you're studying some things. There is like a little rune on this book page, kind of looks like an R. There's some like writing over here. There's a Star of David with a candle, and then there is that DNA double helix coming up through this being. And this is like a portal in a doorway, and that's what I mean. It's like we've been going through the Lionsgate Portal. So what this tells me is that while you're feeling all this overwhelm, where the real magic is happening is inside of you. And you need to go within. You need to keep meditating. Even though you might be dealing with a lot of stuff right now, it's like keep meditating, because when you meditate, you go into this cave space. When you go into this cave space, you can discover all kinds of stuff. There's cave paintings. Nice, Spirit. It's like all your ancestors are in here. Ooh, oh man, I love it. Wow, it's giving me a lot of messages for you. All this orange is your sacral chakra. That's your loins, your womb space if you're female, and you know, what have you if you're male. But and especially for women are born with all the eggs they're ever going to have for their entire life. And actually, when you are an egg, then technically speaking, you have all your future eggs, and you're an egg inside your mom, and like it keeps going, right? There's so much wisdom to be tapped in through your sacral chakra. You can really relate to your bloodlines and your ancestors, and it said spirit babies, and yeah, like this beautiful little Fibonacci spiral over here explains it all. Like that's the thing, like it's all inside of you. This DNA helix is all inside of you, and that's where this alien touches down. Now, the alien very much is implying your starseed ascension, and especially coming in from Sirius, the star that is Lionsgate. So possibly a lot of messages coming through. It just wants me to say other beings, because it's not just Sirius. It was a portal, Lionsgate Portal. So there's a lot of energy. Something just like tapped my right leg. There's a lot of different energies moving in and coming in right now. And that's why it's like, go within yourself, because, and especially Pisces, y'all are so intuitive. Like you might be catching all these clips and everything, and you're already kind of aware of it. That's why you're hearing this Four of Swords. And this is telling you like, yes, like this stuff is inside of you. Like whatever is next, or whatever's coming up, or whatever it is you're feeling and studying, like all the answers you need are right here inside of you. And that's where Spirit wants you to go. And that's very much, like I was saying, you're that Virgo energy, because Virgo is very reclusive, very much that hermit energy, and bottles up a lot and keeps a lot to themselves type deal, because they just kind of, they're like the little lone wolves of the zodiac. And Pisces, you're more of that water energy, and you're always flowing and kind of like touching on a little bit of everything, and that might be a little overwhelming right now. So Spirit's telling you to shift into your opposite energy, which is Virgo energy, which is that Hermit card, which is that alien, because it's telling you that's where the good stuff's at. What's up with these cards down here? I'll have to move some stuff. Yeah. I like this coming out right here. Tells me straight up, yeah, the moon. Not only does this have to do with the moon cycle, which we're now in the waning moon, so it's time to release some things, but what this is also telling me, there's that divine feminine energy, the moon. It's all about mystery and darkness and not being able to totally see the way, because it's the middle of the night. We can't see everything at night, so you might have some fears and uncertainties. There's some things that you just can't really see through right now. But I just want to point out that this moon is badass. First of all, it almost looks like it's made of gold in a way, which I'm totally digging. And especially because we got all these little golden faces down here, and there's like a little bitty golden skull. Ooh, it just gave me Shakespeare, like Hamlet, when he's holding the skull and he's talking to Yorick the skull and everything. So again, with like plays and poems and things like that, there's, ooh, nice, Spirit. It just said like there's like a lot of drama. Either that's what's going on in your life, or maybe that's what no, maybe that's what's going on in your life. Like there's a lot of drama going on in your life. And you know what? Coming back to like this yellow and the skull, it might have a lot to do with money and finances. It might literally have, I don't know why this gold is standing out to me so much. There's something I feel like for you guys too, that is for sure your solar plexus chakra. It's like all about self-worth, productivity, finances, wealth, money management, home security, like all these things that are literally just of this physical material realm. And I have to say, like, that's a really hard thing to balance, because you get the message of none of those things are important, it's all about the spiritual life, blah 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 blah. But at the same time, like, we are here living on the earth plane, and we're here for a reason, and we have to have resources for a reason. There's nothing wrong with working and earning and wanting money. It is a form of energy. It is a form of energy exchange, and you have to get comfortable with that. It's also very much, though, it's like you just have to realize that it just said it's not real. Like, it's technically not real. So there's magic in it, in the sense that you can manifest it just like you manifest any other energy in your life. But at the end of the day, money is not real. It is a man-made thing. It is a thing of this physical realm, and that is not where your true treasures lie. So there might have been a lot of, it's kind of saying like you put stock in a lot of something, or you put all your eggs in one basket. Like you were putting a lot of faith into something related to money or finances or something like that. And for some reason, part of that bothers you. It either didn't work out, whatever that plan was, or you just feel conflicted about it, which is where that's totally moon energy. Like you're just like, whoa, like it's like a little bit too much. Pisces, y'all got a lot going on. It keeps telling me like overwhelming, like too much. And I'm just like, I'm yeah, like, yeah. So, so in that case, that's where I want to invite you to step back into that feminine energy, that more relaxed energy. Like, don't stress about it so much. Ask your spirit guides to help lead the way. There is light in this card. It is possible. Ooh, nice. It wanted me, there's like the 3 muses here kind of on these stones. Like, that's the thing. It's like spirit wants you to kind of call out, because I think that there's definitely guidance available for you. It's just, it's like almost like you don't even know where to start. I think this is where you start, by going within, tapping into that feminine energy, that intuition, that flow within, that moon energy. Whew! Yes, buddy, because the wheel is turning. Look at those cards pairing up really nicely. Where this is like the feminine energy, and the wheel isn't really a masculine card, but you can just tell by the difference of like these faces. Like this feels so much more masculine. So that's what I mean. It's like you were kind of still shifting through this energy right now, and it's moving into this, which this is the Wheel of Fortune. Like, it don't get much better than that. I love this Wheel of Fortune card too, because there's so many faces on so many levels, and it's like the whole entire, it's like every single realm, from the earth to the heavens to all the realms in between, is like I was saying, it's like a lock. And when the wheel turns a certain way, it all unlocks, and everything, like all these spirit guides, all of this information, all of this, all of these little signals that you're catching, it's like they finally manifest into faces and animals and spirits and energies that you can recognize. And I think that's an important message, is like all of this kind of free-flowing energy suddenly has a face, suddenly has a name, suddenly has some way for you to identify what you're working with, type deal. Wheel of Fortune. So we were talking about that money and everything. Fortune comes in all kinds of ways, but I mean, for sure, if you're dealing with something where it's about like material value, I would say the wheel is turning for you. Yeah, nice. That's a nice card to finish with. This is the Three of Wands, and that's basically like waiting for your ship to come in. I just remembered I saw a ship last night. I had a vision of a ship, and it was like a cruise ship. Like I kind of thought it was the Titanic at first, and then part of me was like, maybe that's totally a cruise ship. So okay, this is totally like, yes, your ships are coming in type deal. He's standing on just kind of this like precipice. It's kind of like a diving board in a way. And he's standing here looking out over the city. The city is flipped and repeated on this side of the card. So there's very much this implication of as above, so below. The energies you were waiting on to see manifest in this physical reality are still coming down from above. That's why you have to wait on this wheel. That's why you have to wait on the universe to balance some of these scales. And that's why you need to maybe retreat to your cave a little bit, learn something about yourself, learn something about whatever spirit is trying to communicate with you about, because it's all going to come down. There's literally coins raining from the freaking sky in this card, okay? Pisces, I feel like you are very worried about money right now and finances, and I'm sure a lot of the world is in general. And that might be where part of your internal struggle has really been. It's like in your spirit's like, money's not real, money's not important, money's not even of this, like, but at the same time, like, we need money, we need finances, we need these things. It helps our spirit feel nourished. It helps us feel like we're getting along just fine, right? And so that's the whole thing, is like there's literally coins raining from the sky here. So I really get the strong impression, Pisces, that you're stressing over some financial stuff, over some business decisions, over something that has to do with these coins, even though there's not even a pentacle card on here. Okay, Spirit. Man, it's 6:26 when I looked at the clock. Like, yes, this is a Spirit message right here. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Okay, there's no pentacle cards up here. It might not be about money. This might actually be about your spiritual wealth. So if the whole money thing lost you there for a minute, then I think this is where Spirit's also saying, like, this is spiritual wealth. And that's exactly what I was talking about. It's like your treasures are not down here on the earth plane. They are in heaven. That being said, though, we all need money to survive on this earth plane. So it's like it's equally important. And that's where that spiritual struggle really comes in. Wands is totally about career, passion, drive. That leads to the coins. That leads to the pentacles falling from the sky. Here's that Wands. So that's what it's telling you. You're wrapping up a cycle. You're wrapping up some kind of cycle within your spirit, and I think it very much has to do with the concepts of wealth, both spiritually and literally, as in coinage. And I just wanted to say coin shortage too. So like, yeah, like that's a cycle that we're wrapping up. It just said, nice. It just said Mother Earth is balancing these energies right now. Very much some Mother Gaia energy that just stepped in here. So Mother Earth is balancing these energies right now. And you are balancing a decision between your heart and your mind. When it comes to the Wands energy, that's your fire, that's your spirit, that's your passion. So I'm personally going to say go with that, which would probably lean towards your heart. But your mind knows here on this physical earth plane realm that there's some logic involved in all of that. So, you know what? I knew I brought this deck in for a reason. This is a playing card deck. It's just Elvis cards. I call it kind of like my Vegas deck, my good luck deck. This is all about luck. So Pisces, you seem like you need some luck. Let's find out where your luck is at. We'll do two cards kind of before this wheel turns and after this wheel turns. So before the wheel turns, where do you need to be looking for your luck? Six of Pentacles. Yes, very much. I know it's just an Elvis playing card, but Six of Pentacles is very much related to scales as well. It's about recognizing What money needs to go out, what money needs to come in, who needs something from you, give it to them. They also may then give something to someone else, and it creates this ripple effect that goes out into the world. So it's very much about recognizing when you need something, call on spirit. Spirit shall provide for you. When someone else around you says they need something, if you have it, give it to them. Spirit, that's spirit working through you to provide for somebody else. You always work with spirit in that way. So whenever you see an opportunity to give, and you can, give, and then always ask for spirit for what you need, because it will be provided. Very much about balancing these scales. And then after this wheel turns, and remember, pentacles is like time and resources, physical energy. It's not always just money. It could be food that you give to someone. Woo. Yes, and then your luck afterwards is the 10 of Swords. So you got a 10 of Wands and a 10 of Swords here now. Your luck is that you will complete a cycle. The sword cycle is mental energy. So there's your mind coming through. That's what I mean. It's like you'll finally get to end whatever this heaviness is, whatever this mental is, this mental fear, this mental blockage, this mental, just whatever. Your mental energy is going to finally get to rest, is essentially what that just said. And I think that's something, it just said well-deserved, like, yeah, like your mind's just been going. Like I said, that crown chakra been going off, y'all. Lots of energy. Pisces, I want you to just relax and like, relax is what it just said, relax. I think you're receiving a lot of stuff. You're balancing a lot of stuff. It's a lot. You're waiting on divine timing. Just chill. Go within. Relax. Ask to work with spirit. Do what you can in the meantime. You might not even be totally like super pumped about this reading, but it's coming. Literally coins raining from the sky, and you got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so it's coming. Just relax. So what I'm going to do now, I've got that sound healing that's going to help kind of clear some energies for you. So if you want to, stay tuned for that, and if not, then I will catch you guys later. Thank you. Okay, so if you're still here, you're here for your sound healing, music healing. This is specifically a sound bowl for the throat chakra. It's just a little singing bowl. Nothing too fancy, but I do love the sound of it. So we're just going to work on this beautiful blue throat chakra, also third eye chakra, that whole entire area, and kind of clear out those vibes. One more. And there we go. Thank you so much for staying. Hopefully that helps you out. Hope you feel better, and we'll catch you guys later.